With each inhale, feel your lungs expand and your belly rise up towards the ceiling. And with every exhale, your body just settles a little deeper into the floor. And in the next 2 to 3 breaths, just start to wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Rotate through your wrists and through your ankles. Go in both directions. And as you breathe in, stretch your arms overhead, point your toes and get long, feeling your back arch away from your mat. And as you breathe out, hug your knees in towards your chest. You can rock a little side to side. Lower the sole of your left foot down to the floor. Draw your right knee in towards your armpit for half happy baby. You can hold onto the back of your calf with your right hand or reach up and grab your right foot. Use your bicep strength to pull your right knee downward, keeping your left knee bent, or for a little bit more sensation, straighten through your left leg. And listen for your breath, feeling your belly expand towards your thigh. Hamstring activation. Release your right foot, keep your right leg straight, and lace your fingers behind your lower right hamstring. Push up through your right heel, toes flare back towards your face. Energetically draw your leg away from your chest while your arms pull your leg back towards your body. Keep kicking out through the heel and find those opposite forces, pushing and pulling in opposite directions. Last full breath. Okay, release the right leg, hug both knees back in towards your chest. You could go underneath your calves or over your shins. Draw your knees a little wider here, see how that feels. And press your tailbone down. Release the sole of your right foot to your mat. Opposite side, half happy baby, holding the back of your calf or reach up for your foot. Pulling your knee down towards your left armpit. Keeping your right knee bent or extend out through the right leg as well. Finding the sweet spot for you on this side. Deep belly breaths. Last full cycle. Release your left foot and straighten your left leg. Interlace your fingers. Try to do it in the opposite direction. We usually have one way that's dominant. Coming right behind your hamstring, down close to your knee. And kick out through your left heel, toes coming back towards your face. And then draw your thigh away without moving it. Use the strength of your arms to pull your left leg in. Again, without moving it, just feeling that activation underneath your hands. Your quad is engaged here. You could even imagine that you're standing in mountain pose with your right foot as well. Level your hips and stay for 2 more breaths. Bottom of your exhale, release. Hugging both the knees into your chest. You might go for your deepest grip this time. Going around the shins, trying to get opposite elbows. Full wind pose. Tuck your chin in towards your chest. Okay, when you're ready, release. Roll over to one side, supporting your head for a beat. Right here on your side, big breath. And then press your way up to seated. And then slide back into child's pose. Big toes touch. Knees nice and wide. And settle into this child's pose in whatever manner makes you most comfortable. So it might be active through your arms, pressing down through your fingertips, lifting your elbows. Maybe you want to go a little more passive with a soft bend in your elbows, stacking your fists if that feels better for your head, or even bringing your arms alongside your legs. With every inhale, feel your back body rise. Every exhale, let the back of your heart sink a little lower to your mat. Knowing if you ever need to land or to pause, coming back to this moment, child's pose can be a great spot for that. We're taking in so much information these days that it's really important to find that pause and slow down. So use that whenever you need. Okay, next inhale, pull yourself forward, tabletop position. As you exhale, slide your knees under your hips. As you breathe in, reach your right arm up, look towards your right thumb. And as you breathe out, sweep your right arm behind your left wrist, lowering your shoulder down to the floor and the side of your head to the floor. Great place for a pillow or a blanket. You can keep your left hand by your face or extend it forward. You might prefer to swing it around to your low back to get into the twist a little more. But see if you can press the outer edge of your right side body into the floor. And you can even use the left fingertips if they're forward to help rotate your left lung towards the ceiling. Pull your outer left hip back as you send your outer right hip forward. Two more rounds of breath. Plant your left hand back by your face. As you breathe in, unravel, sweep your right hand high, look up. And as you breathe out, set your right hand down. Inhale, left arm lifts, look up. Exhale, thread that left arm behind your right wrist, lowering to your outer shoulder and the side of your head. See if you can even get your outer left ear to the mat. Staying right there, or try extending your right arm forward, or sweep it behind you. You can even reach for the front side of your left hip as an option. With every inhale, see if you can expand in all directions through your rib cage. And every exhale, soften and twist. full breath. Plant your right hand back by your face. As you breathe in, unravel. Lengthen your left arm high, look up. And exhale, plant that left hand down. Spread your fingers, hands a little forward in front of your shoulders. Middle fingers point directly forward. Toes are tucked under, and as you breathe in, lower your belly. Send your heart forward for cow, look up. As you breathe out, push your hips up and back, downward facing dog, chest back towards your thighs. Feel free to pedal out through your feet, or keep a deep bend in your knees as you wake up your body. Keep stretching your arms without hyperextension. And the straightening of your arms will push your sit bones further away from your shoulder blades, lengthening out your spine. Draw your low belly in and up. And keep reaching back through your heels even if they don't touch. Every inhale, broaden your back. Every exhale, try to bring that space between your shoulder blades back towards your knees. Almost like you're in a melting heart in your downward dog. Next breath in, look forward between your palms. As you breathe out, start to tiptoe up to the top of your mats. Forward fold, you can keep a soft bend in your knees. Drape your belly over your thighs. Option to interlace your fingers behind your skull or hold on to opposite elbows. Try to tip a little more weight into your toes and then add a sway or a rock. You may try nodding your head yes or shaking it no. And send breath down the back side of your legs and up into your low back. Traction out with gravity, staying for 2 more full cycles. Release any grip that you're holding. Plant your palms on your thighs. Exaggerate this first one. Inhale, come up halfway, shoulders in line with your hips, shoulder blades squeeze back. Exhale, forward fold, firm through your legs. Ground down through your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms up, extended mountain. And as you exhale, release down, mountain pose. Top of your mats, your choice, feet together or hip width. As you breathe in, pull your shoulders up to your ears, and as you breathe out, slide them down your back. Ask your heart to come forward here. Maybe close down your eyes. And just listen for any messages that your body is sending you now. Blink your eyes open. With your next inhale, sweep your arms up, look up. As you exhale, push your hips back, forward fold over your legs. Inhale, lengthen your front torso forward, look a little forward. Exhale, hands are down, bend your knees, take a big step back with your left foot. Low lunge, both hands down to your right thigh. Push the front of your left hip forward, breathe in, and as you breathe out, chest up. Stay for an inhale, stay for an exhale. Half split, hands down, breathe in, straighten your front leg as you breathe out, right toes back to your face. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, hinge a little deeper. You can play around with back toes tucked or untucked Hips high or hips low. 2 more breaths here. Breathe in, wave your body forward. As you breathe out, right hand inside your right foot, heel toe your right foot right. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale, twist, right arm up and back. Bend your left knee, reach back for a quad stretch. If you can't get to your foot, you could hold your pant leg, or even just keep the knee bent. Release, sweep your right arm back overhead. As you exhale, second set half split, or option to walk your body into more of a full split. Right heel forward, left knee back. No big deal if your hips are nice and high like mine. You can always slide a prop underneath. Option to stay upright, or you might even like to fold forward. Begin to release back into your half split if you went to the full. Now as you breathe in, tuck your back toes, bend your front knee, wave your heart forward, look up. As you exhale, lift your back leg, walk your hands to the long edge of your mat. Inhale, lengthen your chest forward, feet parallel. Exhale, hinge and fold. You might push your heels out as you bring your big toes in some more. You could walk your hands in between your feet, option for an inversion, or you could reach and hold for your big toes with your peace fingers. As you breathe in, lengthen your chest forward, and as you breathe out, hinge and fold. Wide-legged forward fold, keep your legs as straight as you can. Quads, lift your kneecaps up towards your hips. Engage your upper back to draw your shoulder blades down your back and keep your neck long. If you did go upside down, with control, meet us in the forward fold. Release any grip that you're holding. Hands under your shoulders. Heels in, toes out. Sweep your arms wide. Inhale, legs straight, arms up, look up. And as you exhale, pivot to face the back of your mat. Low lunge, hands to your left thigh. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale, sink your hips forward. You want to push the front of your right hip forward to get an active stretch into your hip flexors. One more full breath. Bring your hands down, frame your front foot. Inhale. Exhale, push your hips back. Left toes come back towards your face. As you breathe in, lengthen forward. And as you breathe out, hinge and fold. Find what works for you this side with your back foot and the height of your hips. Fill your pose with breath. Inhale, wave your body forward, left knee bent. Exhale, left hand inside your left foot, heel toe your left foot more left. Sweep your left arm up and back, breathe in. And as you breathe out, bend your back knee, reach back for the quad stretch. And keep peeling that left shoulder blade back away from your left ear. And push your right hand firm into the ground to keep space between your right ear and your right shoulder. Last full breath. release your back foot, left arm forward, breathe in. As you breathe out, second set of your half split with any variation you'd like, or work into your full split, sliding your left heel forward, walk your right knee back, keep your legs firm, staying upright as you breathe in, or option to fold as you breathe out. Adding in the prop under your thigh for support if you'd like. Okay, those of you in Hanuman's pose, release into the half variation, sliding your left heel back, right knee forward. As you breathe in, inhale, come forward, low lunge, chest up, hips down. As you breathe out, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Walk yourself back to the long edge of your mat. This time we'll go to a twist. Left hand underneath your face, feet parallel or pigeon-toed. Bend your right elbow like you're pulling a carrot out of the ground. Inhale, and as you exhale, move into your twist. Crown away from sit bones with your breath in, and as you breathe out, twist through your mid-spine. One more full cycle. Look down, release your right hand underneath your face. Imagine you're pulling that carrot out of your garden, left elbow up as you breathe in, twist and open as you breathe out. If it feels better, you can always make it a half bind, left hand to your low back. Press firm through your feet to feel that stretch, especially in your right inner thigh. Three more rounds of breath. Lower your left hand down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. From your fold, walk your hands towards your front foot, pivoting on your feet. Hands down, step your right foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lengthen out through the crown of your head and sit bones. Exhale, try that melting heart action, drawing the space between your shoulder blades back towards your knees. As you breathe in, look forward. As you breathe out, come forward to a seated position, sliding your knees behind your wrists. I'm going to set up hero pose and reclined hero. You might just stay here if your knees are feeling tender, sitting on your shins, perhaps with a prop underneath your glutes. For reclined hero, I like the version with my knees wide. You might prefer your knees touching. And knees wide, you're going to sit your hips in between your heels. If you're doing this with knees touching, keep your heels outside of your hips. Everybody's got a different skeleton shape, so see what suits you best. Walk your hands back behind you. And before we lower, lift your glutes, scoop your tailbone forward and up. Lay your glutes back down, but keep them active. Option to stay or come down one elbow at a time. You could stay here or slide a prop underneath your upper spine. If things feel okay and your knees don't lift, you can slide to your upper back and the back side of your head. Keep pressing your knees down, firm your low glutes. Option to sweep your arms up overhead. You can clasp opposite elbows or stretch your arms to the back of your mat. Try to walk more of your shoulder blades underneath you and lift your heart up. Again, here, when your heart steps forward, what are the messages it's telling you? Our heart wants us to stay open. But believe you me, I know this can be a challenge, especially in 2020. So try to just soften a little bit more in this moment. Letting your breath soak down your front torso. Okay, if you're all the way down, bring your arms back out in front of you. I like to hold the sides of my mat. You might prefer to grip at your ankles. Press into your elbows, lift your chest. Replace your elbows with your palms. Try to come up straight without cranking your spine side to side. Hands come forward, and let's step back to table. Take one leg to the back of your mat, press out through your heel. Fresh blood flowing down to your knees, your ankles, and then switch sides. Both knees down to the mat. Stand up on your knees for Camel Pose, keeping your knees hip width distance. Option to tuck your toes or keep the tops of your feet grounded. Start with your hands on your upper glutes. Pull your elbows in close. Inhale, lift up through your chest. Exhale, lift up through your eyes. Great place to stay, or you could slide your hands down your hamstrings, keeping the backside body active, lifting your sternum up. Option to reach back one hand at a time for your heels. Keep pushing your hips forward. Keep your neck long on both sides so you're not shutting off blood flow to your brain. And breath gets a little tricky in backward bend, so think about feeling the sides of your rib cage as you breathe in. Push your hips more forward as you breathe out. Hands to the top of your glutes one at a time. Inhale, come up. Exhale, sit back into heroes, tops of your feet down. Tuck your chin into your chest. Stabilize here. One more big round of breath. Hands come forward, step it back to table or to downward dog, your choice. As you breathe in, sweep your right leg back. As you breathe out, draw your right knee behind your outer right wrist, setting up pigeon, right shin down. Left knee to the mat. You might walk it back if you feel you have the space. Inhale for a moment, stay proud, lift your chest. Exhale, stay or forward fold. Coming to your elbows or wherever is best for you. Option for the prop. You could keep your back toes tucked to keep drawing your outer left hip forward, pushing your outer right hip back. Or you might point out through the left toes. See what feels better for you. Keep pressing your outer right shin down. And stay for 4 more full body breaths. push. But when you hit the end of your last exhale, plant your palms under your shoulders. As you breathe in, peel your torso up. As you breathe out, shift onto your right glute. We're gonna go to double pigeon. I'm gonna turn to face you. You'll swing your left leg forward and stack your left shin on top of your right. If possible, you'll keep your knees and your ankles stacked over one another. But if it feels better, you could try left ankle on your right calf or even left shin in front of your right. See what suits you best. Keep drawing your toes back, active through your outer shins. I like hands here to help me press down and open my hips more. Tuck your chin in, inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, stay or hinge forward with your chest, keeping your low back long. You might bring the elbows down or forward in front of your legs. You could even bend your elbows and hold your head with your hands. Four big breaths into your back body. Exhaling down towards your hips. Last full breath. Inhale, lift your torso up. As you exhale, shift over into seated pigeon, crossing your left ankle over the right thigh, right foot down. You could stay here, hands behind you to keep your chest proud, or you might go to thread the needle, lowering down to your elbows and your back body. Left arm reaches through the space you've created. Both hands meet behind your right hamstring or on your right shin. Press your outer left ankle into your right knee and draw your right knee in towards your chest. Breathing in, feel your belly expand. And as you breathe out, press your tailbone down. Last breath in this pose. Release your right leg. If you're in the seated pigeon, come down to your back for this one. We're gonna do a figure four little bridge. Right foot underneath the right knee. Keep your arms by your side and press down through your palms and your upper arm bones. Breathe in, press your low back down. As you breathe out, squeeze your glutes, lift your hips up. Let your left knee open, down and to the left. If it feels better, you could try robot arms, elbows bent. And then slow-mo, lower down. Uncross your left ankle, hug both knees in. Can rock a little side to side. Then rock and roll the length of your spine to come back up. Cross your ankles, hands forward. Step it back to table or to downward dog. Inhale, left leg lifts high. Exhale, draw your left knee forward, setting up for pigeon, shin down, right knee down. Find the depth that suits you. Inhale, front torso lengthens forward and up. Exhale, stay or forward fold. Take any variation here that suits your body. And let your breath wash down into your pelvis for these next 4 cycles. For me, this is usually the time in class where my mind starts to wander or touch onto a thought or a story. So know that the attention you're setting on your breath here in the present is helping others stay present as well. We're in this together. Hands under your shoulders. Inhale, lift. Exhale, shift onto your left glute. Swing your right shin forward, double pigeon. Stacking your ankle on top of your left knee, toes flaring back. Any of those same options are here too, if that would feel better. Inhale, lengthen, tuck your chin in. Exhale, stay or lead with your heart and fold. Finding your variation, your depth. Letting your breath sweep down your back into your hips. Three more full cycles. Biggest exhale yet, empty completely. Rise up with the breath in, setting up your seated pigeon with your breath out. Right ankle over left thigh. Option to stay or lean back to your elbows, float your legs up and weave your right arm through the space you've created for thread the needle. Inhale, front torso expands. Exhale, press the backside of your hips down. Keep pushing your outer right ankle into the top of your left thigh and draw your left knee into your chest at the same time. Release your left leg, sole your left foot down. Arms by your side, setting up your little bridge. Press the upper arms down. Inhale, low back down. Exhale, squeeze your glutes. Lift your hips up. Right knee opens to the right and down. Keep lifting up through your hips, pressing strong through your left foot. Option for robot arms, last 2 breaths. Lower with control, unravel, hug both knees in. Plant your feet down to the mat width distance. Let your legs drop over to your left. Open your arms to cactus or capital letter T. If you'd like to intensify the sensation, cross your left ankle over your right thigh. And look over your right shoulder for the twist in your cervical spine. As you breathe in, lift your chin to center. As you breathe out, slide your left ankle off your thigh, both knees back to center. Inhale. Exhale, drop them down to the right. Once again, you can stay or add a little bit more weight with your right ankle over the left thigh. Looking over your left shoulder for the twist. Soft breaths. Feeling the skin around your rib cage soften a little bit more with each exhale. through center. Unravel the right ankle. Lift your knees up. And extend both legs long. Final Shavasana. Making yourself as comfortable as you can. Adding in all those blankets and pillows and the pets. If you'd like to keep your knees bent to support your low back, you totally can. Press into your elbows, slide your shoulder blades underneath you. Press in through the back of your skull. Press in through your heels. Lengthen your tailbone to your heels and let your toes flop outwards. Hands wherever is comfortable. And close your eyes if you're comfortable. Again, we're taking in so much information. See if you can stay tuned into you, your rhythm, and the messages from your body and your heart. Take in all that you are hearing, all that you are feeling. There's space for it all. Know that you're welcome to stay here in Shavasana if you're not quite ready for movement. No rush. If you are, take yourself over to one side, knees up to your chest. Turn down to press your way up to seated. Once you get there, join your palms. Tuck your chin. Fill yourself with gratitude for finding this time for you, body, mind, heart. And these practices have been such a place of solace for me this year, so I thank you so much for joining me.